Good evening, viewers. Welcome to the news. Let's take a look at the headlines. Meghalaya government says railway expansion chapter not closed, assures wider consultations before any decision on Khasi and Jaintia Hills rail connectivity. Massive preparations underway in Guwahati for swearing in of newly elected BJP-led NDA government in Assam on May 12. Suvendu Adhikari sworn in as first BJP Chief Minister of West Bengal in presence of PM Modi and NDA leaders. And Akashvani Shillong marks 90 years with 5-kilometer marathon featuring over 100 participants across Shillong city. Now let's take a look at the local news. Transport Minister Sngo Bhalangdhar on Friday said the chapter on railway expansion in Meghalaya is not closed. Speaking on the railway issue in Khasi and Jaintia Hills, Dhar said the government would continue consultations with stakeholders before taking any decision. He said the government believes in taking everybody on board and would not bulldoze decisions on the sensitive matter. Dhar informed that an all-party committee was constituted last year to deliberate on the issue. He admitted that Meghalaya is losing time while other northeastern capitals move closer towards rail connectivity. However, the minister stressed that public acceptance remains the government's priority before moving ahead. He also said more awareness is needed in Khasi and Jaintia Hills regarding railway projects.
People is different from place to place, no? So that is the reason we have to make us awareness nicely, properly to all the local people, respected to their area. So that is the reason it takes time, because everything new things it takes time a little bit. Correct, we are losing, but what to do? Our priority is our people. We may lose the timing, but the government priority is to take everybody on board. That's why this government is never bulldoze. We always take everybody on board.
Deputy Chief Minister Sngo Bhalangdhar has accused the Voice of the People Party of playing politics over the reservation policy issue after skipping the all-party meeting. Speaking to reporters on Friday, Dhar said all political parties attended the meeting except the VPP. He questioned the seriousness of the party, stating that the meeting was called to arrive at the unanimous decision on the sensitive issue. Dhar also defended the candidature of Dr. DRL Nonglait for the Shillong parliamentary by-election. He said Nonglait is a fresh face in politics and was selected after consultations with party workers. The NPP leader expressed confidence that the party would perform strongly in the 2028 assembly elections. He also said the party would collectively decide on the Rajya Sabha election candidate.
Calling also we are on the job. I have told DC last month to check again, make another joint inspection with the airport authority over there to finalize the location, the additional land before we acquire finally. Because before we acquire the land, joint inspection has to happen between the state government official and the airport authority in India, so that we won't be acquired the wrong land. We have to check the data. So we are on the job. I have told DC last month to check again, make another joint inspection with the airport authority over there to finalize the location, the additional land before we acquire finally. Because before we acquire the land, joint inspection has to happen between the state government official and the airport authority in India, so that we won't be acquired the wrong land. We have to check the direction, this and that. When they say, okay, there is no problem for us, we are ready to purchase at any point of time if the joint inspection final report is submitted to us.
Transport Minister Bhalang Dhar on Friday said the work for expansion of the Shillong airport has already been allotted and will begin soon. Dhar said the project has been awarded at an estimated cost of around rupees 80 crore. He also informed that a new road connecting Belfont and Langkarding to New Shillong and directly to Umroi Airport is under progress under the PWD. The minister said he could not confirm the exact completion timeline as the final agreement is yet to be received. However, he indicated that the project may take around 18 months after the work order is issued. Dhar also said the government is actively pursuing efforts to make Baljek Airport operational. He added that land identification and joint inspections with the Airports Authority of India are underway for the project.
I have told DC last month to check again, make another joint inspection with the Airport Authority of India to finalize the location, the additional land before we acquire finally. Because before we acquire the land, joint inspection has to happen between the state government official and the Airport Authority of India, so that we won't be acquired the wrong land. They have to check the direction, this and that. When they say, okay, there is no problem for us, we are ready to purchase at any point of time if the joint inspection final report is submitted to us.
The Jaintia Students' Union has urged that the Jaintia Hills Autonomous District Council to stop recognizing paternal surnames among non-local tribal residents. In a letter submitted to Deputy Chief of the Council, Laski Rambai, the union opposed the inclusion of clans such as Biate, Karbi and Kuki in the recognized list. JSU said the move could threaten the matrilineal identity and traditional practices of the Jaintia community. JSU warned that traditional Jaintia clans could become a minority if paternal lineage surnames continue to be accepted. The union has asked the council to review the decision within 3 weeks. JSU said the appeal was made to protect the cultural and demographic identity of the indigenous people of Jaintia Hills.
Hadin wa yun yang yung JSEDC de pembanagi tu gikur go ar teman ngelis ko ar gitu gikur iwa imtimit I hapo ka Jaintia Hills yang ibro ko wi bun sen lagi ni brujuk pen MKM gi dagi kentai biati chong kha yo ya kata interest ka status interest yang ST hapo Jaintia Hills yang I tenel yang Jaintia Student Union de bu ilite yaw ya ga JSEDC pendam ko cisendon ya gini gikur lada dia ga JSEDC pendam ko ini gikur inal yang ga Jaintia Student Union daw stormy ya gani ka district council we daw khang chabi le ya ka la ka mi ko u chimi ga senjam u pendam cisendon ya gini gikur.
Education Minister Lakmen Rumbui inaugurated the academic building annex at Jowai Polytechnic Institute during its Silver Jubilee celebrations. Health Minister Amperin Lingdo also laid the foundation stone for a new futsal ground and basketball court near the boys' hostel. The two infrastructure projects have been allocated a budget of rupees 2.27 crore. Officials said the tender process has been completed and the projects are expected to be completed on time. The ministers also launched the Silver Jubilee theme and logo and hoisted the commemorative flag. The program featured cultural performances, the Jubilee song and speeches by students and institute authorities. Both ministers congratulated the institution on its achievements and extended best wishes to students and staff.
It is quite a journey, and a journey which really contributes to the society. And we have seen today, when we arrive here, when we see the creativity of the student, when we see the work ethic, the joyful environment of this institute, it really made me that yes, this is the institute and the institute should be like this.
Advocates from East Jaintia Hills have opposed the proposed limestone mining project of Shree Cement Limited and the planned public hearing of the project. Addressing reporters at the Shillong Press Club, Advocate Dawanmon Pachyang said objections were submitted to the Pollution Control Board and other government departments. The group said the proposed mining project threatens the Lithian River, nearby agricultural land and local water sources. Pachyang alleged that project documents show the mining site intersects with the boundary of the Lithian River. He warned that blasting and mining activities could pollute rivers and damage farmland in the area. The advocates also allege that the company failed to fully comply with the terms of reference issued by the SEIAA. They cautioned that the project could pose long-term environmental risks to the region and its inhabitants.
We have found that this proposed limestone mining project of MSC Cement, it poses a huge risk to the local population, to the environment, and to the biodiversity and ecology of the surrounding places. Because the GPS coordinates, as per this EIA provided by the company, the GPS coordinates directly intersects with the boundary of the river. And many parts of the river, including the nearby agricultural fields, they fall under the buffer zone of the mining projects. So if this mining project is allowed to go, there is a apprehension and very high risk that the water will be contaminated and polluted.
The Joint Action Committee or JAC of Truck Owners Associations in Jaintia Hills has urged the Meghalaya government to introduce a special one-time settlement scheme for invalid vehicle documents. In a memorandum submitted to Deputy Chief Minister Sngobalang Dhar, the associations said pending royalties and fees have left many trucks invalid on paper. The JAC stated that a financial burden is affecting the livelihood of local transporters. The associations requested the government to allow document regularization at an affordable settled rate. They also said the scheme would help generate revenue for the state government. The memorandum was submitted as a follow-up to an earlier proposal made in 2025. The JAC added that the move would improve legal compliance and strengthen transport regulation in the state.
Nomor bana ki por si ki por don ki feel ki kisti don ki feel ki ni hapsi double ye ki bailuk san tama benta lamba kani ki cingirap ka scheme one time settlement by minister badam burom jingi pat kani ka sarkar bamanta kani rap jingi sab ba kham tam bangin la ban patalun ki kam ki jam jingi dakela imbyang ki kot kali jingi. So we are expecting a very good news soon, within 10-15 days katkum ki jingkular jingi minister badam burom jingi.
Now let's take a look at the regional news. Preparations are underway for the swearing-in ceremony of the newly elected BJP-led NDA government in Assam on May 12th. The ceremony will be held at the veterinary field in Khanapara, Guwahati, and is scheduled to begin at 11 a.m. The NDA secured a decisive victory in the 2026 Assam Legislative Assembly elections. Senior BJP leaders, chief ministers from NDA-ruled states and industry representatives are expected to attend the event. A massive public gathering of more than 1 lakh people is also expected during the ceremony. Officials are making arrangements for security, traffic management and seating at the venue. The swearing-in ceremony is expected to be one of the largest political events in the state this year. Now let's take a look at the international news. Suvendu Adhikari on Saturday took oath as the first BJP Chief Minister of West Bengal. Governor R.N. Ravi administered the oath of office to Adhikari and 5 other ministers. The new ministers include Dilip Ghosh, Agnimitra Paul, Ashok Kirtania, Shuddhiram Tudu and Nisit Pramanik. The swearing-in ceremony was attended by Prime Minister Narendra Modi and senior NDA leaders. Adhikari won both the Nandigram and Bhabanipur assembly seats in the recently concluded elections. He defeated former Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee in Bhabanipur by 15,115 votes. The BJP formed the government in West Bengal for the first time after securing a majority in the assembly elections.
আমি শুভেন্দু অধিকারী ঈশ্বরের নামে শপথ করিতেছি যে বিধি দ্বারা স্থাপিত ভারতের সংবিধানের প্রতি আমি অকৃত্রিম নিষ্ঠা ও আনুগত্য পোষণ করিব। আমি ভারতের সার্বভৌমত্ব ও অখণ্ডতা রক্ষা করিব। পশ্চিমবঙ্গ রাজ্যের মুখ্যমন্ত্রী রূপে আমার কর্তব্যসমূহ নিষ্ঠাপূর্বক এবং বিবেকসম্মতভাবে নির্বাহ করিব এবং ভয় বা পক্ষপাত, প্রীতি বা বিদ্বেষ রহিত হইয়া সকল শ্রেণীর জনগণের প্রতি সংবিধান ও বিধি অনুসারে ন্যায় আচরণ করিব।
Prime Minister Narendra Modi and West Bengal new Chief Minister Suvendu Adhikari paid tribute to Rabindranath Tagore on his birth anniversary. Leaders remembered Gurudev Rabindranath Tagore for his immense contribution to literature, culture and nation building. Tributes were also paid to Tagore's vision, philosophy and timeless literary works. The occasion was observed across the country with cultural programs and commemorative events. Tagore is widely regarded as one of India's greatest literary icons and the first Asian Nobel laureate. Messages honoring his legacy were shared on social media platforms. The birth anniversary of Rabindranath Tagore is celebrated annually across India with great reverence. Time now for some international news. Donald Trump has said the United States may restart Project Freedom in the Strait of Hormuz. Speaking at the White House, Trump said the project involves the use of military forces to escort stranded ships in the region. He said the U.S. was expecting a response from Iran regarding the proposed U.S.-Iran agreement. Trump warned that additional measures could be taken if the situation does not improve. The U.S. had launched Project Freedom earlier this week before suspending it the following day. According to Trump, the suspension was aimed at observing whether a U.S.-Iran agreement could be finalized. Analysts said the project was paused following operational setbacks during the mission. Now let's take a look at the sports news. Akashvani Shillong and Akashvani Northeastern Service organized a 5-kilometer marathon on Friday to commemorate 90 years of Akashvani. More than 100 participants from different walks of life took part in the event. The marathon was flagged off by Head of Office Akashvani Shillong, Hamarlin Dengdo, along with international marathon runner Benning Star Linkoy. The run started from All India Radio Shillong and covered several parts of the Shillong city before concluding at AIR Shillong. Speaking to DD Meghalaya, Dengdo said the marathon was organized to celebrate Akashvani's 90-year journey and promote fitness. The event witnessed enthusiastic participation from youths, officials and members of the public. Medals and certificates were later distributed to winners in different categories.
today's marathon, actually, Akashini Shillong and NES, we organize. It is for the commemoration of 90 years of service of Akashini. So we are proud that our Akashini has served to the nation for 90 years. We are doing our service, and our motto is to inform, to educate, and to entertain the people.
The Ribhoi District Cricket Association inaugurated the 8th Ribhoi Cricket Challenge Trophy 2026 at Pahamsning. A total of 16 teams are participating in this year's tournament. The tournament was inaugurated by Eric Kevin Dakhar in the presence of RBDCA officials and other dignitaries. In the opening match, Umlangpur Cricket Club defeated Lumumpi Cricket Club by 118 runs. Umlangpur CC scored 192 runs, while Lumumpi CC were bowled out for 74 runs. In the second match, Ribhoi United Cricket Club defeated Umyam A Cricket Club by 54 runs. Players of the match awards were presented to Shubham Thapa and Gaurav Narleng for their performances. The 2026 East Khasi Hills Inter-School Athletics Meet witnessed participation from 886 athletes representing 53 schools across the district. The under-18 category recorded the highest participation with 352 athletes, followed by 331 in under-16 and 203 in under-14. St. Anthony's Higher Secondary School fielded the largest contingent with 50 athletes. In the boys category, St. Anthony's Higher Secondary School won the under-14 and under-18 titles. St. Edmund's Higher Secondary School emerged champions in the under-16 boys division. In the girls section, St. Mary's Higher Secondary School dominated by winning all 3 age categories. The meet highlighted the growing enthusiasm for athletics and school-level sports in Meghalaya. The Meghalaya Football Association on Saturday conducted women's football selection trials at the Chanmari Artificial Football Turf in Tura. The trials were organized in collaboration with the Department of Sports and Youth Affairs and the District Football Association. More than 55 women footballers from across Garo Hills participated in the selection process. 6 players from North Garo Hills, Southwest Garo Hills, East Garo Hills and West Garo Hills were selected for the next stage. The selected players will travel to Shillong for final trials and a training camp ahead of the 2027 National Games. MFA said the initiative aims to identify talented players from different regions of Meghalaya. Similar selection trials will also be conducted in other parts of the state.
We are very happy from the Meghalaya Promotion from the Women Committee that they are from the different districts. They have come today for the women's athletes for the football players. They come to the trial for the to select for selection. Yeah, we want to select the players for the preparation of the national game 2027, and that's why we come to the Garo Hill, because in Garo Hill before they have the leagues. That's why they didn't participate in the Meghalaya Women's State League. That's why we come here and to select who are good playing in football. That's why we come to select the players here.
Moving on now to the weather reports. First, let's take a look at the weather report in Tura. Minimum temperature recorded stood at 22 degrees Celsius, while the maximum was 32 degrees Celsius. The relative humidity was recorded at 49%. Moving on to Shillong, minimum temperature was at 16 degrees Celsius, while the maximum temperature recorded stood at 23 degrees Celsius. The relative humidity is 59%. Meanwhile, in Jowai, minimum temperature of 16 degrees Celsius and the maximum temperature recorded stood at 23 degrees Celsius. The relative humidity is 59%. And the forecast in Tura, Shillong and Jowai says generally cloudy sky at most places. Before we wind up, let's take a look at the headlines once again. Meghalaya government says railway expansion chapter not closed, assures wider consultations before any decision on Khasi and Jaintia Hills rail connectivity. Massive preparations underway in Guwahati for swearing in of newly elected BJP-led NDA government in Assam on May 12th. Suvendu Adhikari sworn in as first BJP Chief Minister of West Bengal in presence of PM Modi and NDA leaders. Akashvani Shillong marks 90 years with 5-kilometer marathon featuring over 100 participants across Shillong city. And that is all we have for today. Do join us again tomorrow. Thank you and good night.
Good evening, viewers. Welcome to the Northeast News Bulletin. This is Sukanya Bharadwaj presenting the headlines first. With Prime Minister Narendra Modi by his side, Suvendu Adhikari takes oath as BJP's first ever Chief Minister in West Bengal.